James the Lesser, we don't know how to do any polls with anything yet. Like, I'm looking to do polls with Nightbot and stuff, and I think it would still work here on YouTube, like we were trying to get it to work on Twitch.
Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to James the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible with... Someone had a very special guest on. The Jaha. That's right, they had the Jaha of FGC infamy. The guy who had the chance to beat the shit out of DSP, but was the bigger man and didn't do it. I'll have the link down below so you can watch the video yourself. Give it a thumbs up. For now, let's begin.
Ready for me to kick off the lore? I'm going to try to keep it in chronological order. So we had our first incident, right? We talked about that. Yeah. And now I'm fast forwarding to 2006. And I don't know, were you guys aware of DSP versus Viscount, that whole thing that I shared with you?
We want to hear that again for sure. So,
okay, if you look up DSP versus Viscount, and it'll show you a Reddit link, and it'll be Viscount explaining that. But these two guys, long story short, you know, we're talking shit. You know, DSP always talking shit. So Jay's like, hey, you want to go? Let's go. You know, like I may look like, if you guys know Viscount, like he's famous for the versus LTG thing, right? So you know how he looks or whatever, you know. Shout out to Jay Snyder, Viscount. But you know, Viscount, he knows how to fight. You know, like he practices martial arts and this and that. So he was like, all right, let's go. So they planned it.
And yeah, DSP is like, all right, yeah, I'll totally agree to a fight. Dumbass.
It out, and they talk about, you know, getting a ring, and you know, Phil's talking about, you know, having like a medic there and all these other terms, this and that. And you know, when it starts getting down to close to that time, then Phil private messages Jay and says, hey man, so yeah, when you know we have everybody there and we're about to fight or whatever, let's just do like a DX crotch chop and all laugh at everybody, you know, like, hey, we fooled you, you know. And Jay was upset. He's like, dude, I really wanted to like fuck you up and fight, dude. Like now you're telling me you want to.
So yes, Jaha wasn't the only one who had a chance to beat the shit out of him, and then backed out, unfortunately.
You want to do some like troll joke or whatever. So he blows it off. Yeah. He blows it off, and you know, I guess, you know, everything's squashed. So they talk casually again, and the next year comes around, and there's the Evo East, there's the Evo West, and then there's the main Evo in Vegas. And the Evo West, he wanted to come out to San Diego, and he said he was broke, right? So he wanted to stay with Viscount. So Viscount let him stay with them. But prior to that, sorry for the chronological order, a lot of this stuff I had to recall for you guys. So before that was the incident where DSP went on IRC and was talking all this shit to Mike Watson, you know, calling him a fat ass, and washed up and everything, a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't say to Mike Watson's face. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Mike Watson, you know, like...
She didn't want to say it to anyone's face because he's a bitch.
Like DSP said, DMs him and say, hey, when I see you, I'll fuck you up, bro. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? You're done. So, and, you know, Mike Watson's like my best friend. You know what I mean? So, you know, he lets me and all the boys know. I'm like, all right, let's go, man. It's on. So DSP is staying at Viscount's house. And there was one night we were staying in a hotel San Diego. Mike was like, yo, I'll be back. You know, I'm like, where you going, Mike? And he's like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. All right, I guess he didn't want to bring us, whatever. He went to Viscount's house. And then he asked Jay, he's like, hey, is that fucker, is he there? He's there? You know, like, because he's ready to like, he was hunting him. He was like, bro, he was about to whip his ass at his house. And, you know.
So yes, there were multiple people who wanted to beat the shit out of him. But in the end, no one actually did it, unfortunately.
Mike was like, all right, I don't want to disrespect your house. But Jay was like, hey, he's going to be at Evo West all weekend. Catch him over there. We're like, all right, bet. So now you got to remember, this was taking place at Comic-Con, right? So Comic-Con, you know, it's a huge place, all these vendors, all these booths. And then when you go in like the back, one of the doors, there's a room, an empty room. And in that room, they had all the arcades, all the consoles set up and everything. And that's where the Evo West was going on. Now, we didn't want to ruin the Evo event. And we didn't want to do anything at Comic-Con because, you know, respect for the event, number one. Number two is, like, if you fight in a club, you know, you might get like one punch off, fight gets broken up by security, that's it. Yeah. We really wanted to do damage. Like, yo, we want to catch this guy where we're going to, you know, hospitalize him. You know what I mean? Like, make him bleed, like, for the shit that he...
Unfortunately, no one did.
He was talking. We don't want just like one punch broken up type shit. Yeah. That's the way we were. And so we see him at the tournament, you know, we're stalking him and everything. That year, I think it was 2006, 300, the movie was big. They're promoting the DVD. So they were handing out all these, the circular cardboard shields. Everybody's walking around with a 300 shield on their arm, this and that. I see Phil. And then I got my shield on. I say, this is Sparta! And then I charging star him with the fucking shield, boom, right into his fucking back. And then, you know, he goes to the floor and he starts like rolling around or whatever, like kind of overacted like a soccer player. So I think after that, he runs to the cannonball and he's like, hey, did you see that? Did you see that? And they're like, you didn't see nothing, man. We're over here busy running the tournament or whatever. And then, so he knew, from that. And then after that, that was it.
Yeah.
in that area.
So
After
that, hold on, real quick, let me stop.
Go ahead,
That
go
kind
ahead,
of
go
was still funny. That was still kind of a, hey, this is kind of, we're bros chilling kind of joke there, or was it like clearly animosity was there?
No, that was like, hey, fucking,
Okay.
let me just be a fucking dick. He's over
Okay,
here,
okay.
I got my fucking shield. This is Sparta. Boom, and just fucking, fucking shoulder charge him. You know what I mean? Just to
Good.
just
Fuck
to
'em
let
up.
him know, like
Okay, business time.
we're here to fuck you up. We're serious, man. So
Okay.
he knew we were business. He started getting worried. He started getting scared. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, my phone dropped.
Yeah.
And he knew we were for real. You know what I mean? So let me see. So he's walking around carefully. We catch him outside when he goes outside, and he leaves. He's going into those parking lots that go up and up and up, the circular type of parking lots.
Those are
So
annoying.
he says that he was set up or whatever, or he was framed. He likes to say that, like Jay,
Yes.
like Viscon is the one that said, hey, he's over here, come fuck him up. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't like that. We were looking for him, and all he was doing was staying with Jay, and Jay was giving him a ride.
Yep.
So we catch him, and he's going up the parking lot, and then we're starting to like come after him, and I hear this from Jay. Jay was telling me that Phil was like, hey man, Jaha and Watson are coming after us, dude. Do you want to run? And Viscon was like, you can run. I'm not gonna run.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
So they're just walking fast up the parking lot, and then they stop. And when I asked Mike about the story again, I said, yeah, I think they got tired or something. I don't know why the fuck he stopped, but what is it? They got to their car finally, so they stopped. And that's when we swarm on Phil. And I'm fucking like, fucking, what's up, man? Let's go. We're ready. Fuck this guy up, this and that. And then, Phil's like bobbing and weaving, like there's nothing there. But he's like, dude, he's fucking scared. And Watson was like, hey, why are you talking all that shit? What the fuck? Let's go, man. I'll fuck you up right now.
DSP,
And that's how, he started breaking into the crying and like, dude, I was drunk. I don't remember what I was saying. So Mike is seeing this guy cry. So then he's at the point where like, all right, we're gonna call it off, and he told Phil like, hey, me, Jaha, anybody, dude, like, we don't want to hear our names just ever come out of your mouth, ever, and it worked for a good decade, man, because I'll be honest with you, a couple years back, I would like say something to Phil's chat while he's playing Street Fighter and whatever, and he'll just ignore it, like he doesn't see what I'm saying or anything. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's because I didn't tip, because he only responds to people that tip and stuff like that. So I used to Amazon Prime sub. Oh, Jaha Base God became a subscriber or whatever. Yeah. No shout out, nothing. Like, not say my name. Like, silence.
Scared.
And so he really did keep our names out of his mouth for quite a long time. It wasn't until that when he did that down whatever review of his old video down the rabbit hole that he's actually like addressed us. You know what I mean? Like, he's really kept us out of the name. But that's the lore on that.
That's the lore on that one, and that's the shield part. I think it's like that part's kind of lost to history. I'm glad that got out. I want to go through each step though, real quick, Jaha, if I could, just to make sure we get the facts straight. Nothing to take out of context. You have said that there was no setup. Phil thought there was a setup. That was too good. You want to run? You run, not me.
That was great. I talked to Jay, and he was telling me some of the things that happened. Like, he's saying every time I like flinched, he was like ducking and weaving from punches that weren't even there. Is the way to describe it.
So, he did say, hey, I don't remember what I said. I was drunk. That is a true statement from Phil. Then he did say that. Okay.
Yes. And then after we let him go, and then we left, and they got in Jay's car, and they were driving home. Jay was telling me he was so fucking scared. Like, he was still like almost crying, and like he was asking like, does Watson know where you live? Like, what if he comes over tonight? Still, like, I mean, dude, when you have somebody scared to the bone, dude, that's like where we had him down to. But I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and also he said he admitted to Mike then he was an alcoholic. Did you have no? That is a true statement as well, right?
Yes, he was saying he was drunk. He didn't know what he says, or he didn't remember it. Just. I mean, really just trying to get out. Like, I mean, what else can you say to get out of that?
Here's the key point, because this is the part that is kind of new information from Phil that I want to check on. Phil claims he put his arms behind his back and said, "Hit me if you want to. If that will make you feel better, hit me. Go ahead." Did that happen or not happen?
Gosh, I don't remember that, because if he asked me to hit him, dude, I would fucking hit him, bro. Like, I mean, it's not like I don't know if I remember that, like him being that brave about it. I gotta ask Watson and Jay about that. Sorry, guys, that my memory's fuzzy on this one. I had to recall. I forgot I did the
whole. Oh, it was how many fucking years ago? It makes sense he doesn't remember it exactly.
Whole charging star with the 300 shield and all that stuff. I had to recall some of this stuff and hear from the other side. But no, I can't really confirm that. But I doubt it, man. If he put his hands behind and asked me to hit him, dude, I really would. Like, I would not like
Wait, yeah.
I wanted it to happen, man. I was a rabid dog back then, man. You know, I was just I was ready to go.
So
I was a
did-
different person back then. That's why it was hard for me to remember.
Yeah. Did he did he say real quick? Meerkat is a good question. Did he say he was drunk or did he say I'm an alcoholic at that time? I want to get the distinction. I mean, it's a tough ask. 12. More
He
than 10
said
years
he
ago.
was drunk when he was talking shit.
Okay. There was no
and-
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah,
I
no,
okay,
but
okay.
he said he was drunk and he doesn't recall or know what he was saying.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and he was crying.
Final point. He did say the next day he did take care of Mike Watson at this tournament. Was this the tournament that was the Neo Geo conversion, or is this a different tournament?
This was that game version, of the
Okay,
Neo Geo version, and I think he did beat Mike, and I
Okay.
think they did. And then it was the next main Evo tournament. That was the one where he got fourth. So you know, yeah, with
Womp womp. 4th place forever.
this version of the game, he was really going on a run because he found some broke shit that worked, and yeah, so
Yeah. We
that
know
that is
story,
true.
yeah. We know that story of how Phil did get fourth, but that's only because the real big players didn't give a shit about that version. Blah blah blah. We know that for
yeah.
sure. I would get back to Sam. Any questions? Follow up questions there? Make sure that story got out perfectly there.
No, I mean, everyone's talking about the alcoholic versus drunk thing, and I think it's, I mean, in my opinion, I think I probably side with everyone here that that was a retcon. He's happy to say he was an alcoholic.
Still is, but he used to be as well. In fact, now with his Chill with Phils, he's going to bring in drinking. That's right, just won't be for the marathons, or the truck sims, or taxis, or flying. Nope, it's also going to be just sitting there and getting drunk. Guys, he's a former alcoholic.
You don't just stop being an alcoholic, So yeah, so I think there's some bullshit being talked there for sure.
Yeah.
It's the same old Phil from like that's over 12 years ago. That was and it's the same old Phil where there's no accountability, makes an excuse for talking shit, and when it was time to pay the piper,
Pitches out.
I don't care how
to wiggle out of.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't give a shit how low he has to stoop to get himself out of it. If he has to cry and say he's an alcoholic, he'll do it. So, but,
yeah. Bunky, I want to ask you because I listened to a lot of your shows, and Phil was a very frequent caller, right? Even after you guys did a little feud, he'd be calling all the time, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, and the thing about it though is that it's almost as if he had short-term memory loss, so he forgot
Gin brain. 100% gin brain.
that hey, I threatened to cut your balls off and ram it down your throat, but let's continue on like nothing ever happened.
Okay.
I mean, that's exactly what he did. He hung up the phone, and and at that point I realized that this is a guy that's really the definition of all barred but no bite. And
Oh yeah.
So so at from that time
All gout, no bites. Womp womp.
period onward, I didn't take him seriously, and I just know that he's just a big blowhard. I mean, he was just talking a lot, and again, I go back to what I said originally. In a weird sort of way, I kind of feel sorry for the dude because I really do think that this dude needs help. I don't say that disparaging. I really do think this dude needs help.
Probably does need help. Will he ever get it though? No, because he did nothing wrong. He did everything correct, guys. Why would I need help, guys? I'm the only one who's right about anything, guys. I've never done anything wrong in my life. You're a sad sack of shit. You will always be a sad sack of shit, DSP. And I'm glad that Jaha went on the show and talked about this, because holy fuck. Definitely need to know more about that situation. Like I said, I'm going to link to this down below so you guys watch it yourself. Give it a thumbs up. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.